Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Rebecca and in this video I'm going to be sharing you some business mindset fundamentals that are going to help you to see life different and to get the successful business or life that you desire. So let's get into it. This is information I have been gathering over the hundreds of books I've been reading, from the tens of thousands of pounds I have been investing in myself to expand my knowledge and experience on property, on business, public speaking, etc., from my multi-millionaire mentors that I've been dealing with. So all this information is what I came to the conclusion, because mindset, it's a very broad topic and it's very hard to define. So I try to put together some basic fundamentals that I've seen in my mentors and I have seen in the successful people I am around and from all the books I've been reading. So I'm gonna start sharing with you some basic elements of it. Okay, so what is mindset? Because I do believe many people are saying the word but not really understand what it means. Mindset is just not one particular thing. Mindset is your perception, your perspective over life, over business, over finances, over relationships, etc. It's your perception over life in general. Many people use that quotation from Henry Ford. If you believe you can or if you believe you cannot, you're either way, you're both right. And it emphasizes a lot on the fact that it's up to you how you see things. And I absolutely love that quote. It's one of the main quotes that I've seen when I started my property journey, for example, and business journey. It was one quote that I was highly focused on. You either believe you can or believe you cannot, you're both right. But mindset is nothing but your perception, your view of reality, of your life, of whatever is going on in and around you. We can spot people's mindset on small things, on big things, such as, big decisions that are influencing their own personal lives and people around them, on small things as well. So when it comes to small things, I usually give an example of being at a queue at a coffee shop. You want to go and grab your coffee and there are another 3-4 people in front of you. Now, you normally, as a respectful person, you would patiently wait in line to get to your turn at the queue so you can grab your coffee. But there are people, unfortunately, they want to skip that queue. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to skip a queue and getting in front of everyone else if the reason is legit, if the reason is strong enough. But now, if anything dramatic would happen in your life, your wife giving birth, I'm sure you wouldn't be queuing up for coffee. But there are people that just want to skip the queue, and the mindset of wanting to skip the queue is wrong. Such as, I'm not stupid to sit in this queue to get my coffee. Let all the other morons, wait to get their coffee. I'm just gonna skip the queue. That's the wrong mindset. And everyone around, if they actually pay attention to things like that, and obviously this is a small example, but there are people that just want to skip the queue, or because they are not patient enough, they start slagging or talking badly about the barista, about the people that are about to serve them. That's again not the best attitude. So in the smallest of situations, you can spot people's behaviors and people's mindset, because obviously everything starts from here, which naturally produces certain thoughts, certain feelings, then certain words and certain actions. Nothing just happens like we just take an action. First we need to think about it. So have a think about what situations in your life you're coming across where people are showing their own mindset, because I guarantee you that if it would be to us, if you want to do business with someone to just skip the queue and they think of themselves as smarter or more interesting because they fooled some other people to get in front of a small thing, a small detail in anyone's life, just sitting in the queue to get the coffee, that most probably is not the person you want to do business with. So as much as this is a small example and it's part of people's behaviors and certain things like that, this shows and tells a lot about a person. And it's not about reading too much into certain things. People show their true colors and where they're coming from and their mindset in certain situations like that. Now, one of the main things when it comes to wealthy people is that they understand that mindset, it's an important factor in business and everything else. My multi-millionaire friends and mentors, whatever they have to talk about, they always put a mindset spin on it because they understand the importance of mindset. They don't just use it as a fancy word. They actually take it seriously. They invest in themselves regardless of the level or point you reached financially or in your business or in your life. They still invest in themselves. They have coaches, they have mentors, and we always always want a higher perspective, a different perspective of someone that wants everything in our own best interest, and it's qualified in a way, experienced enough to help us see things from a different perspective. So remember, mindset is nothing but your perception of reality, your perspective of reality. And wealthy people understand the importance of mindset. So I would say number one thing when it comes to, business mindset fundamentals is you understanding the importance of mindset. As much as you're watching this video, start thinking, how can you be aware of yourself to change your perception or perspective on certain things? And start small. Maybe you initially want to just look at your finances and start changing your behavior, your thinking pattern in regards to that. Maybe you want to look at your personal relationships and maybe start seeing things from a different perspective. But remember, wealthy people understand heavily how important the mindset is in everything that we are doing on a daily basis. There is no other reason why in business 80% is mindset and 20% is strategy, because that's how important that 80% is, and that's how important the mindset is. It's 80% of everything. So remember that and take that in consideration from now on. Another super important thing when it comes to business wealthy mindset is wealthy people understand that they take responsibility over everything. They might have teams, they might have people that take care of different aspects of their lives, but regardless of what's going on, they take responsibility. They don't blame things on a person, on the market, on whatever else they can blame things on. They take responsibility over everything. If a member of staff didn't give the results needed or didn't perform at their best, they take responsibility and think how they influenced that situation, such as, should I have trained the person more? Have I given all the tools that they needed to achieve that thing? How have I influenced that decision? I take a part of the responsibility myself as well. This is what wealthy people do. They don't just blame it on staff, on members of the team, on the market, on whatever else is going on. They take responsibility, because whenever we take responsibility over things, we get control. So it's not the market's fault, it's our fault. Because if we would have been more knowledgeable, or we would have known a bit better or different strategy or different ways to do things, we would have got there successfully and not having to blame the market, basically. So we need to understand that taking responsibility goes hand in hand with gaining control, with having control over everything. And you want to have control. You want to blame a bit things on yourself, because whenever you do that, that means it's in your power to change the outcome, to change the future. So start taking responsibility. Now, as another tip is approaching each day as a student. Be humble enough to understand that every situation and every person is able to teach you something different. So have a think about that. How often do you treat everything around you as a student? How often do you put your ego first and not listen to others and not take others' opinion in consideration, or whatever they're saying? Just think a bit about it, because we need to approach each day as a student. We don't know everything, and it's gonna be nearly impossible to know everything. And on the other hand, if we say we know something but we don't act or don't do the way we're saying we know things, that just makes us a hypocrite. If we know it's not good to do certain things but we still do it, and we preach others to do it, or we agree with others when they confirm that certain things are not good and we still do it, that just makes us hypocrites. Or not just that, that means we actually don't really know it if we don't preach what we say. So have a think about that and really think deeply about approaching everything in your life as a student. Every person has had a completely different life experience than you. Every person has been through something different than you. Every person has learned certain lessons in their lives. Now, experiences are inevitable. Lessons are something that are a personal decision, I would say. But everyone around you has had certain things going on in their lives that can teach you something for your own life, to save you money, time, to save you heartache, to save you, time on certain things to get you to the outcome needed, or just a lesson so you're not going to be doing something similar to that in the future. So approach each day and each person and each situation as a student. Be humble and learn every day. And my final point when it comes to the wealthy mindset is understanding how valuable time is. time is the most valuable asset anyone has, and the wealthy people really see that and act upon it. The more people earn, the less time they have, and you need to start valuing your time higher than you currently do. Now, if your current job is paying you X amount of pounds per hour, there isn't much you can change about that unless you get a promotion, unless you change a job, unless you start a business. But the remaining of the time, if your goal is to start a business, you should start focusing on only high income generating tasks, such as if someone can answer an email in your business that you don't need to do it, that's something you can outsource for someone, you know, that you don't pay that much money to, and you focus on being the image of the business, driving the business forward, making sure things are running smoothly, liaising and making the operation smooth so someone can come in and manage all of that. So start prioritizing your own time. Your time is the number one thing that you will never ever get back. Whenever you have free time, make sure you learn, make sure you're investing time in yourself. Make sure you grow and develop yourself every single day. Your time is the most valuable asset. Whatever makes you fulfilled and whatever makes you feel good and whatever contributes to the growth of your own business and yourself, make sure your time is spent on that, and focus mainly on high income generating tasks and low income generating tasks. So start valuing your time, no different to all the wealthy people. The richer they are, the more network they have, the more valuable their time is, because they have less of it, because they have more things to do and manage. So have a think about that and start prioritizing your time. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, a comment, let me know what you liked the most and what would you like me to create more content about. So I'll see you in the next video, and share the love.